Now, again, when we were there last week, Kenny G was performing that night, and somebody else pretty special was opening for him. Jake Shimabukuro is an international ukulele star. In fact, his career was launched thanks to YouTube. His rendition of George Harrison's "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" was the first video to ever go viral on YouTube back in 2006. We got a chance to talk with him before the show, and I even got a ukulele lesson. Take a look. They call him the ukulele wizard. What an honor to be joined by Jake here today on this beautiful view.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
First of all, am I saying ukulele right? How do you say ukulele, Jake?
Yeah, I know. That's how they say it outside of Hawaii, which is fine, right? No, well, ukulele, it's in Hawaii, you know, it's actually made up of two Hawaiian words. It's uku and lele. And uku is like flea.
Okay.
It's like like a flea, and lele is jumping. So it's really the jumping flea is kind of the very literal translation of the instrument.
Who knew it could sound so beautiful?
Oh, no, thanks. Yeah.
Speaking of beauty, I want to hear, so you're from Hawaii,
Yes.
but let's talk about Florida. Let's talk about Clearwater. You've been here several times now.
I love it out here.
How does this compare to Hawaii?
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful here. You know, I mean, every time I come to Florida, you know, especially this time of year, like if I close my eyes, I feel like I'm back home. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you know, this is probably, I don't know, I've been here almost a dozen times. You know, and every time I come by, I mean, the people are just, everyone's so nice, you know, everyone's so laid back, and, you know, just the natural beauty of it.
You can't help but be around you and not be laid back, especially when you hear, you know, you play the ukulele. Explain what the sound is and explain why it captured you at such a young age.
Oh, well, one of the things that I think that's so nice about the ukulele is you don't have any bass notes on the instruments. You know, the lowest note that you have is the third string, which is like middle C on the piano, and everything is above that. You know, so the register is all in the upper range, you know, and it kind of, I tell people, it's like in the register of like a child's voice, or like children laughing.
Yes.
You know, that's the sound of the instrument, that same kind of frequency range. So it's very interesting to me because I feel like the ukulele kind of brings out that silliness, you know, in all of us, right? You just naturally, you think of the instrument or you pick it up and it just kind of, I don't know, brings out your inner child in a way, you know, and I think it's because of the voicing of the instrument. And also, you know, it's so easy to learn. You know, I mean, you can pick it up, you can play a song in just a few minutes, you know, I could teach you something. And it's something that I think what's nice about it is people sometimes shy away from learning an instrument because they think it's too hard, but the ukulele is not intimidating. You know, people aren't afraid to pick it up, you know, which is a beautiful thing.
Well, and let's talk about YouTube. Obviously, you're a big YouTube star as well with some of the songs you've been able to play, but I do think YouTube has been able to help teach people how to play maybe more, take pop songs and turn them into kind of this different sound. I mean, do you see that? Do you use YouTube to hear different tunes and play
definitely.
around?
You know, YouTube has, I mean, well, it basically, you know, started a touring career for me, you know, so I was very fortunate, you know, just being in the right place at the right time. But I love YouTube, you know, as a tool for discovering new musicians, for just kind of for inspiration, you know. There's so many gifted artists out there. And then also they got all these great, you know, I mean, it's just great for entertainment every once in a while. But with, you know, but having that visual, you know, element, you can learn so much quicker, you know, and I think that's one of the reasons we're seeing so many of these kind of young virtuosos, you know, like these young kids who are just picking up the guitar or the ukulele or the bass or the drums or whatever, and they're shredding, you know, because they have all this great, you know, just the source of inspiration.
So you're here today with Kenny G. Is there anybody else that you're looking forward to maybe collaborating with? And is anybody on your kind of bucket list of who you want to share the stage with?
Yeah, well, you know, for me, one of the songs that kind of started my career was an arrangement of "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" by George Harrison. I know we're both Beatles fans, so, but you know, and I've always wanted to meet George. Okay. You know, unfortunately, I never had the opportunity, but I always thought it would be really cool to play While My Guitar Gently Weeps with Eric Clapton, because Eric Clapton actually played the guitar solo, you know, on the original track, you know, with the Beatles. So I thought, man, it would be so cool to play that with him and then have him like take the, you know, guitar solo at the end. I just thought that'd be so cool.
We could try to make that happen. I think
you
it's
make that
possible.
happen?
I don't know if I can.
If you can make
but
that
we'll
happen,
put it out
that'd
there
be
in the
great.
universe.
Yeah.
Well, what an honor to have you here today. Can you play a little for us? And I didn't know if you could give me a lesson or anything, but what would you, if someone is going to start playing the ukulele, what's your advice?
Yeah, well, I think for anyone that's, you know, picking up the instrument for the first time, you know, everyone learns chords in the beginning, but here, I'm gonna, let me, so the first thing that, here, you hold the ukulele. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is just put your index finger in the bottom left-hand corner of the instrument, hold the string down, and strum that.
Just this one?
Strum all the strings. Yeah, so that's your, I'm just gonna say that's your first chord, okay? All right, now the second chord you're gonna learn is you're just gonna take that index finger and move it up one. Okay. Right there, and strum that. Yeah, that's your second chord. So go back to the first chord. Okay, and I want you to strum each one 4 times. So go to the first chord and go 1, 2, 3. Now go up to the second. 1, 2. Now back down. Okay, keep doing that. Love me do. You know I love you.
Oh man,
yeah, see, look at you're already, you're like a natural.
I have to hear the pro play for just a minute though. Can you play something for us?
Yeah, sure. Well, here's another one of my favorite Beatles songs. This is a little rendition of Eleanor Rigby. All right.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yay.